Hello students, here we are going to learn about the biochemistry, or what we can say is the biomolecules. Now what are the topics, okay, what are the things which we are going to learn under this topic, that is under biomolecule. First we are going to learn about the thing called as carbohydrates. Then second very important thing is proteins. Then third, we are going to learn about the amino acids. Okay, so we are going to learn all these three topics in detail in this chapter. So to start with, I'll start with the carbohydrates. Carbohydrates. Now, carbohydrate, the earlier definition of the carbohydrate was given this way. Means carbohydrates are the molecule which could be generalized in such a way that it is CX, I will write, and H2O times Y. Means if we take a very basic example, okay, C6, H12, O6. This is a formula of a glucose. Okay, this is considered to be a carbohydrate. Means if I consider C6, okay, 6 I am taking common, then how many water molecules are there? H2O, there are 6 water molecules. So this was the earlier definition of the carbohydrate, carbon and a water molecule, that is the hydrate. But later it was understood that all the molecular formulas, all the carbohydrate doesn't have this molecular formula, or anything which has this type of formula is not a carbohydrate. For example, if I take a acetic acid, that is CH3COOH, this is the formula. You will consider carbon to be, in this case there are 2 carbons and how many water molecules? 4 hydrogens, 2 oxygens. So there are these many water molecule. But this is not a carbohydrate. This is not a carbohydrate. Then there is one more formula, that is Ramnose. Okay. This is a carbohydrate, C6H12O5. C6H12O5 is the formula, but this is a carbohydrate, but it doesn't fit into the formula. C6H2O, it doesn't fit into that formula. So this, although this is this doesn't fit into the formula, but it is a carbohydrate. Now coming to the further part of this, under carbohydrates, we are going to learn about saccharides. Saccharides, that is monosaccharides, then oligosaccharides, and the third is polysaccharides. Okay, so here what is the meaning of oligos? Monosaccharide means contains one carbohydrate unit. Okay, best example is glucose, where it is C6H12O6. This is an example of the monosaccharide. Then oligosaccharides contain 2 to 10, I will write that to be carbohydrates, 2 to 10 carbohydrate units. And polysaccharides means it is more than 10 carbohydrate units. So these are the things about the carbohydrate: monosaccharide, oligosaccharides, and the polysaccharides. Now, first very basic thing you have to learn under a monosaccharide is glucose. Okay, this is very important structure. You should know its structure. What is the meaning of the different conventions will be there. There will be alpha D glucose, or beta D glucose, there will be a capital D, there will be small d. So many conventions are there. So in this lecture, we are going to make our understanding regarding all these concepts. Means what is small d, that is dextrorotatory, levorotatory, what is the difference between a capital D and a small d, then what is the meaning of alpha D glucose and a beta D glucose. So many things are there. So first we will learn how to write the structure of the glucose, because many times this is what is very confusing when it comes to the glucose. First very basic thing I'll do, how to write the structure of the glucose. The thing is very simple. See, when we write the structure of the glucose, we always write it in the Fisher projection. Fisher projections means draw a straight line. Okay, it is here you will put a aldehyde group, and here you are going to put a CH2OH group. These two groups you have to put. Now CHO group is written on the top and C2OH is written at the below, means most oxidized. Okay, while writing a structure of the glucose, you have to understand there is a aldehyde group and this is the CH2OH group. So most oxidized group is always written on the top. Okay, remember this. Now, how I came to know that this is most oxidized? See, here this is a aldehyde group, right? So this is double bonded oxygen. So double bonded oxygen is considered to be more oxidized than a single bonded oxygen. So aldehyde group is written on the top. Now there comes this is about the first step, right? Draw a straight line. One end connect a aldehyde, other end connect a CH2OH. Then draw a 4 lines like that. Okay. Then draw a 4 lines this way. Lines means it is a bond. Means this part represents a carbon. This represents a carbon. Okay. Now the thing is you have to put OH and a hydrogen. So it is OH, remember, then it is H, then OH, and this is also OH. Means 3 OH are on the right side, and here if this is a OH, then this is H, this is OH, this is H, right, and this is also H. So this is the thing, this is the Fisher projection of writing a glucose structure. Means there are 4 OH, but 3 you are going to write on the right side. Means OH, OH, OH. Okay, OH, H, OH and OH. Right? If you know where to write a OH, it is opposite side, you have to write the hydrogen. That's it. This is about the glucose. So coming to the, this is called as, the other name for this is to be a aldohexose. Okay, aldohexose, why? If you see there are how many carbons? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 6 carbon. And which is the group which is connected over here? It is the aldehyde group which is connected. And that is the reason why we are writing it to be aldo and hexose. Hex is for the 6 carbon system. Since it is a glucose, OSE, aldohexose. Now I will give one name to this. I will just write this to be like, there is a reason for it. D plus glucose. Now D plus glucose is written over here. Now there is a capital D, there is a plus sign. Now what does this mean? You must be familiar with the word positive sign. This D, capital D and a plus, okay, they are not related. Remember this, capital D and positive sign, they are not related. No relation. Okay, this is based on different convention. Don't get confused. Like there is something called as dextrorotatory, means dextrorotatory, there is small d. Small d and positive sign are related to one another. Means if it is small d, I can write that to be a D or a plus sign. Or a levorotatory. or levorotatory, that is L and minus. These are also related, but this D and plus sign, it could be a capital D and a minus sign also, or it could be a L and a capital L and a positive sign. That is possible. So here I will tell you what is the meaning of this D, and later I'll tell you what is the meaning of this small d or a plus sign. Writing a small d and plus sign is one and same. Writing a L and a minus sign is one and same. So let us understand, let us clear what is this capital D means. So this is the name of the glucose, alpha D glucose. Now here I have written a D structure. Now I will draw another structure. Of the glucose, but there will be a change in a configuration at one of the carbon. Means here I will write the aldehyde as usual, because aldehyde is written on the top and this is the CH2OH, and structure is very simple. Make 4 bonds in between in the Fischer projection. In this structure I was writing OH, right? I used to write this is OH and this is H, right? Then this is OH. Now this was a OH in a D form, okay, capital D form. But if OH is on the right side, okay, if OH is on the right side and here is the H, then this is written to be L. Okay, I will write this to be a L plus glucose. Okay, now this plus, you can see that I have written a capital L and also plus sign. Now from where this convention is coming? Okay, this is a reference from the glycerol aldehyde. If you take an example of the glycerol aldehyde, this convention of writing a capital D and L is derived from the glycerol aldehyde convention. Means if glycerol aldehyde you are taking, then this is what the glycerol aldehyde, CHO, CH2OH and OH and the H, right? Now this is a D-glycerol aldehyde, D-glyceraldehyde, where OH is on the right side, that's why D is over here. Where OH, when aldehyde group is there, this is the aldehyde group, when OH is on the left side, this is also a glycerol aldehyde, but OH is on the left side, so it is L-glyceraldehyde. So this is the difference between a capital D and capital L, right? This is how it is derived. So you have to look where this OH, means if I want to number, then this will be my carbon 1, this is carbon 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So when it is when you have to write the D form or the L form, the capital D form or the L form, the change in the configuration will be only at a carbon 5. Means rest of the structure is same. If you see in this case, the rest of the structure is same, but only the change in the configuration where OH is on the right side, here OH is on the left side. This is the only change which you will observe in the form while writing a capital D and the capital L. Now I'll talk about what is the meaning of plus L and the minus L. Plus L and the minus, sorry, not plus L, minus L, means let us discuss about what is the meaning of this plus or minus, or sometime we write capital D or small d and small l. Means what? Writing small d and plus is one and same. Writing small l and minus is one and same. Means this is a dextrorotatory. And this is levorotatory. This is levorotatory. Now, means what happen if you take the solution where there is a positive sign, you take a glucose substance where there is a you take a substance, you put it into polarimeter, what will happen? This substance is going to deviate a plane polarized light in a clockwise direction or in the right direction, right? So this is something which is experimental. Just by looking at the formula, you cannot find whether the substance, whether the molecule, whether the given molecule is having a plus sign, or whether it is dextrorotatory, or whether it is having the negative sign, whether it is levorotatory. Just by looking at the structure, you cannot find. Okay, so for this convention, you have to actually do the experiment. You have to put the solution of these glucoses into the polarimeter, pass a plane polarized light and see whether it is deviating in the clockwise direction or anti-clockwise direction. And if it is deviating in the clockwise direction, then it is dextrorotatory. If it is deviating into anti-clockwise direction, then it is levorotatory. And you are going to put the respective signs like plus for a dextro and a minus for a levorotatory. So these are the conventions regarding this.